I lost my job and I lost my apartment all on the same day. It was on Memorial Day weekend.
My parents passed away back in 1982 and 84, so I was pretty much on my own.
I lived on the streets, out in the woods.
I had to sleep in my car for 5 nights, and that was the beginning of November. It was very cold.
There's a bunch of parks I stayed in, just me and my sleeping bag and a pillow.
I felt very vulnerable.
It was just being homeless, no place to go, and it was hell.
It's a horrifying feeling when you become homeless.
No one grows up saying that I'm going to be homeless one day.
The homeless person was a guy in a trench coat with a wine bottle, and you give him $1 or something, be on your way.
My life revolved around fear on the streets.
The media, they are all too quick to point out if there's been a crime, if there has been some kind of misdeed done, that the person is homeless.
Society in itself, they have negative attitudes towards people without a home.
I think it's fear that does it. I don't think it's hatred or thinking any lower. I think it's fear.
It doesn't mean you're any different than anybody else. We all get spirits, we're all the same.
Society's way of thinking that there is not such a problem in their community or their city or town. It doesn't exist. We're there.
Very stressful. My first day at the shelter was very stressful. I didn't know what to expect. I was backing away from people, getting my own corner, watching people very closely. I didn't know what was going on. I was doing my own time, so to speak. I had great trust issues, of course. Most alcoholics do. I was here for the residential substance abuse program, which was a long-term stay. It was suggested 6 months, and I was here for 8 months. It's what I needed because I drank for a very long time. I was really thin and worn out. It was hard. It was hard.
I was drinking every day. I was escaping, I was medicating myself. And the more I drank, the more I got depressed, the more I got depressed, the more I drank. Well, being that I'd never been in a shelter before, I assumed there was something I could do, a place I'd go to crash at night and just drink during the day. First 7 days I'd be on a restriction so they can, keep an eye on me, see what my needs were and so on. So I was kind of surprised and disappointed at the same time. But I figured after a week of restriction then I'd go back to my drinking. And at first, to me, because I wasn't serious about really anything, to me, it was like summer camp. There was a turning point at one point where I remember being in a group and people were talking about complacency and how it's a danger to be complacent. And I was sitting there saying, geez, if I was complacent, that'd be a step up from where I am right now.
Well, everybody comes in for different reasons. I mean, I had family problems. That was the reason why that's why I came in. Just wasn't getting along with my family. Been to jail a few times. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I just put my best foot forward and said, I need help. So how can you help me? And they put a roof over my head, free food. Can't ask for anything else. Yeah, all in all, it's a good thing.
I was part owner to a gallery framery. It was not profitable at that time. I bought and paid cash for $650, a car. I loaded it all up with my belongings, and I had to sleep in my car for 5 nights. I was so heartened by the gentleman who answered the phone, and I explained to him my circumstances. He said, if you can get the car over here, you can park it in the parking lot. He says, you have a place to stay. It gave me a sense of well-being that at that time in my life I really needed.
I've been to other shelters, pretty much all up and down the East Coast. Most of the places that I've seen and been to were night shelters where people, for whatever reason, roll in for set hours through the night till early morning and leave. Usually just to move on the following day. It's not like living. My only fear was not being able to come here. The unknown was part of my life.
Drinking, drugging, being with friends, not paying attention to rules, and there was no such thing as rules back then. I was homeless, and I lost my job, and I lost my apartment all on the same day. So I ended up here. I didn't want to be here. But over here, I looked at my kids' pictures and look what I got in front of me. If I happen to die, they have no dad. Just being sober and drug-free, I feel like a whole new different person than I was when I came in here without it.
I had absolutely no intentions at all of communicating with anyone. I had absolutely no self-esteem to even speak of, and I didn't think I was capable of doing anything right because I felt so down on myself. I come to realize that I wasn't alone. I thought I was unique, but I also made up my mind, do or die, I was going to start helping myself. I didn't have any choice.
I came here simply to physically put down the bottle. That's why I came here. I expected nothing more.
In order for me to start to get better, I had to let go of a lot of my fears, and the staff helped me face that.
I was either I was going to stand on my feet and do something in my life, or I was going to fall right in the trash can. There was no in between.
There was so much of my life where I didn't feel I was respected. And in turn, I didn't know how to give respect back. I was pretty much a shell of a person, hiding away.
And we're not going to put up with anybody bashing anybody in this group. We've all been bashed enough out on the streets. That's not going to happen here. And for the first time in a long time, I felt safe. Like, wow, nobody's going to bash me here.
I'm treated with respect. And I can in turn, give respect back. It's such an easy thing to do.
I felt I have a clean slate. This is who I am, and these people are accepting me no matter what. And that's more than most family members have been able to do.
You gotta want it. There's so much offered here if you want it, which I did. I had to get so desperate in my life that I really wanted to get sober and learn how to live again sober.
Well, you get out of what you put into it. You want to stay sober, stay drug-free. You put in 110% of what you want, and you get back out with 110% of what you put in for.
Get you back on your feet again. Start getting straight.
If a person has the encouragement that they need in order to push forward, that is the answer. That was the answer to me.
But now that I'm living, most days are extra to me, okay? Because I came pretty close to death.
I just have a new lease on life.
As far as ending up trying to be somewhat of a better person, I hope. That's a plus. It was all a plus. It wasn't in the deal.
Well, I know I'm doing something right being here. I am doing something right.
I have more friends that I feel that I have relationships with now here at York County Shelter, from employees to residents to volunteers, that I've ever had in my life.
People have always treated me kind of like family here. I don't know. They've always been wonderful.
We were like one family.
It's the family that I needed to get out in society and better myself.
The shelter has helped me in every aspect of my life.
We were so well taken care of.
It's a new place for me to, live a sober life.
It's just a beautiful environment.
I feel safe. I feel a connection.
There's like an inner peace that I feel.
I feel at home when I come here. I always do.
There's a freedom here. It's unbelievable to be in a group of people and just not be in turmoil and be okay with myself.
I feel that's actually a really fabulous thing for people to volunteer to help out the homeless people.
I find the volunteers to be an absolute must to this program.
This institution would run the way it does without the volunteers that are here.
I just think it's wonderful that people can give, people that have time, that they can give for whatever reason to a worthwhile cause like this.
I have no other choice but to just love them because they love me. And I was surprised because I hadn't been around for like a month when I moved out, and I show up and they're giving me hugs because they can do that now because I'm not in the shelter. And it's like, Grady, how are you? And they're concerned how I'm doing, and it's like, and they tell me it's good to see that people are doing well.
I treat them like family, and they treat me like family.
And if you really desperate need of help, you're always there. So thank you very much.
God bless them. Bless them all.
Thank you. Thanks for the help and the effort.
I'm very thankful to them. They're a godsend.
One word to say about this shelter and what it gives to people and myself would be hope.
Hope would be the best word.
Hope.
The hope, there's always hope if you want to better your life in a lot of different ways. Whether you have a substance abuse program, whether you're here just because you're homeless, whether you're here because you have any kind of problems, physical, mental problems, there's always hope here. There's always hope.